Hello and welcome to Viewer Replay Analysis Episode 10. This one was submitted again by Zemlja on the Diablo. We're going to do 2 Diablo games today, I didn't even realize. This is a Master Hero League game coming out from him. And so yeah, let's just get kind of started. As far as comp goes, I really like Blue Team's comp a lot. They have a very quick camp clear on a bunch of different, on 2 different heroes. Rhaegar and Sonya can both clear camps safely and effectively by themselves. Sorry for my dogs in the background. And then they have pretty good burst damage as well, between like an Ana Sleep into a Diablo combo, into the rest of the Vala burst and everything. They have very good pickoff potential. Red team, however, does also have decent ways to clear camps. They didn't go see amateur opponent on Artanis.
Mail, I'll leave it on your thing.
Thank you. They didn't go amateur opponent on him, so he's not going to have a harder time clearing camps if he wants to do that. But Seasoned Marksman will make up for it in the late game power. Yeah, so that being said, we'll go over level 1s in just a second once Sonya locks hers in. That was an excellent swap on Artanis' part, onto the Ana especially. That was excellent. They don't end up getting the kill because it doesn't have backup there, but that was a very good swap on his part. I'm actually going to turn audio down slightly. I hate everything. It's just loud enough to make me be like, That's okay. Alright, so for level 1s, we got Lightning Bond, Block, Hot Pursuit, Piercing Darts, Devil's Due, all fairly standard on Blue Team's side. Nothing wrong here. Piercing Darts especially, I'm really liking recently. Block is fairly good against this team because she's probably going to be laning solo against Artanis, so that stops a lot of his damage. Both of the Twin Blades charges will eat up the block charges, but that makes it pretty good against that ability, and effective against Greymane as well. And they're not going to be much auto attacking outside of those two as well. Muradin might be attacking her a little bit, but for the most part, Block will get some good value here. Shando's Clarity, Perfect Aim, Fingers of Frost, Seasoned Marksman, Perfect Storm. Everything fairly standard on Red Team side as well. Maybe Seasoned Marksman for amateur opponent. I might switch out on Artanis, but in general, that is very good choices on everybody's part. Nothing too crazy here. Vala's going to be going for either an auto attack or a W build instead of the Q build like I thought, which I like because she is the main carry. I see a lot of people just go Q build no matter what, which I'm not a fan of if you're the primary carry onto your team. But in the meantime, you see that sleep and he instantly goes in to look for the flip onto her. Does end up getting the Muradin instead, unfortunately, but we'll be able to back up and heal out a little bit. Double support means these two are going to be, He goes ahead and points it out too. That is an excellent call because if you get a sleep on anybody, you can just flip and then combo them and kill them very quickly on this team. Putting out some damage onto the Muradin is a decent choice. Maybe thought he was trying to cancel. Unfortunately, though, Vala gets caught out by a root and jumped on by Greymane. Good finish by the Greymane. Good awareness. Maybe should have held off on that just because they didn't have damage here, right? You have 2 supports and a Diablo, both of whom can't really put out enough damage to kill a Jaina. So maybe hold off on that one, but Orcs are outright in their favor. Top lane is going about as expected. Pretty stalematey. Neither one of them is going to kill the other one. They're just going to sustain up and clear waves. Good flip onto the Greymane, but Vala doesn't do quite enough damage yet to burst him. Sorry, Vala went into the mine. It's not crazy. It was an Ana there, not a Vala. I saw a gun and I was like, yeah, that's Vala, right? Whoops. So yeah, both teams just had a standoff. Sonya's going to go ahead and head up into the mines at top lane. Eating some storm bolts from the Muradin. So Sonya can clear a couple of these, like she can go in, like she just did, go clear one of the camps, one of the smoke camps, and then come back into lane, not lose any XP because this creep didn't die yet, and then still get this lane XP, and then go back and do the same thing. It was a very good choice on her part to go do that. She can clear those pretty well and safely, not lose too much health doing it, and then come back into lane. I would like to see one of the teams start a camp, which it looks like Red Team wants to do. But it's going to get pressured. You think all guns look alike? That's racist? Alright, thanks, Tiger. Level 4s. Let's go ahead and start this. We got Healing Totem on Rhaegar. Auto attack. It is going to be an auto attack Vala. Which I don't know if I like against the blind from Artanis, but Murden does have a lot of HP. It is going to be pretty effective against him. Overdose onto Anna, fairly standard before the nerf again. From the shadows, everything pretty standard on here. Auto attack Vala is not bad here. I like it. The W build might have gotten a little bit more value, but it's not a bad choice. Elun's Grace onto Malfurion gives him some range on his abilities. I like this choice. Lets him follow up with a swap or with a Muradin stun more consistently than if he doesn't have that range. Drew out Overflow. It's not, yeah, whatever. Purely standard cocktail build coming out from Greymane. Frost Armor onto Jaina is pretty good against an auto attack Vala, especially, right? You're getting the auto attack, or you're getting the 50 physical armor. And chilling everybody who auto attacks you, so that's going to be pretty good to deal with the auto attack Vala on the red team. Shield Battery is fairly standard for Artanis, nothing crazy, nothing too crazy. Thunderburn is also fairly standard before the nerf. Again, that hasn't gone through yet on this this replay, so everything pretty standard on both teams so far. I'll check out Sonya's in just a sec once she picks it. But as it is, just going to go back to the stalemate. Nothing super crazy happening. Both teams pretty even on XP. Not going too hard in one team's favor or the other. Anna has to back for some mana right now. And red team is going to look to rotate, maybe get a camp, maybe get a... Okay, they're just going to rotate. Try and get top camp maybe. Or try and push in as a group into the top mines. So they have a split decision here, right? Muradin goes into the mines to try and chase down the Sonya, but the rest of the team's going to take that out. Blue team, on the other hand, is going to go in as a group, as a solid unit in bottom, and just take this as a team. Starting off the boss as well, because you know that they just took the camp top and might be kind of low from it, is a pretty good stance, but they're going to run in, try to get that Vala, the back line. Kind of a hectic fight here, pretty back and forth. Vala is staying fairly safe. Greymane dives super deep to try and get her, and he's going to pay for it with his life. There's not a great choice on Greymane's part. Almost got a couple of these, though. Is going to get kited quite a lot by Jaina here. You can't really catch him as a Diablo. They're going to get that kill onto the Malfurion on the outside, though. Excellent presence of mind on Zemlja's part to walk around. So that was an excellent choice here. Let me rewind just for a sec, because that was a very good choice. He saw right here, right, he's going to get clipped, and he knows, I can't chase that, right? You can't just walk behind her. She's going to keep slowing you. So instead, he mounts up, walks around, and then meets her back at the mine entrance, because that's where she has to go, right? She almost got out, but didn't quite get it. So that was a very excellent heads-up play on his part to know when to walk around and instead of just trying to chase her down. That was an excellent choice. Red team going to regroup, try and get a couple of these skulls while they have some time. Yeah, nothing else too crazy right now. They're going to collapse right now. They can see that they're getting skulls somewhere on the map, right? They saw that his skull count went up from 10 to 12 when he walked over here. So they knew that he's somewhere. He's not here. He's not here. These camps are already cleared. He could technically be here, or he's going to be more likely at one of these two camps. So they do collapse on him very well here. He's going to go down, I am sure. Doesn't really have a way out. That isn't through 3 or 4 enemies, so just end up gonna end up dying here. I don't want to look at Rhaegar's talents. Thank you. Meantime, red team's gonna take care of this bottom one and get a camp. Ideally, you want to try and get this camp right as one of the golem spawns. And this lane, because it's gonna be opposite for the first lane, right? Blue team has their golem in bottom lane. You want to try and cap this right after the golem spawns and like right about when it meets your gate, because then it'll walk down and siege the golem from behind your gate pretty safely. Otherwise, it's just going to get killed, and the golem's going to be able to hit your gate freely. That's something to keep in mind when you're doing this map, is taking these camps. You can take these ones kind of whenever and force a little bit of map pressure out of the enemy team, but these siege camps especially can get so much value on clearing a golem or helping push with a golem if their golem was bottom lane. you cap it right before the golem spawns, and then it walks right behind the golem. So they're forced to kill the siege camp behind it, as well as deal with the golem itself. Just something to keep in mind. This is not the greatest time. They could have spent their time better on taking that siege camp and then backing up for the golems. Ogres, rather. Artanis is going to jump in and probably pay for it with his life again. They're diving really deep onto this team without their whole team. Muradin was still dead. Jaina might actually go down as well. Just barely going to live. Good attempted flip. Vala diving very hard. Gets the kill and gets out safe, though. Wowzers. That was ballsy, and it worked out. That was crazy. Alright, so for level 7s... Actually, I'll wait till the red team has level 7s, actually. So a situation like this, you have the much stronger golem. You can kind of clear this lane and go down to push with your golem if you want. And you see what I mean there. This siege camp, the ogres here, got absolutely no value at bottom. They cleared maybe part of a wave, but they didn't even clear the camp, the sapper camp. And the golem is still going to get full value onto the fort. There's an excellent body blocking on the part of the blue team. Block that gray main out. Body blocking early on can lead to a lot of kills that you wouldn't otherwise get. A lot of people don't really think about it, but body blocking is such an excellent tool early game before people get their more mobility heavy talents and stuff. But yeah, nothing crazy happening here. They're gonna poke. It is 3-2 split. They have 2 up in the top lane. He is going to make the good choice and face tank the damage from Jaina because he has enough health to deal with it. Not going in here. Unfortunately, the Rhaegar also gets sniped by the Q from the Artanis. That was unfortunate timing. But Zemlja should not have gone in there. Like, he made the right choice in not going in and sacrificing himself as well. Potentially giving them 3 kills when they should have only gotten 1, but Rhaegar ended up dying as well. So unfortunate that Rhaegar died, but he should have gone back as well. Cleanse on Rhaegar, fairly standard. Death Dealer, Mind Numbing Agent, Soul Feast, all pretty standard here. I might have preferred to see the Spell Armor as well out of this because it is a Cocktail Greymane and a Jaina. They're gonna be doing a decent amount of spell damage, but health regen's always not bad. I just feel like you have a double support. You can probably afford to get the Spell Armor over the health regen. Unless I'm crazy and that's not the same tier. Let me just make sure I'm not spewing bullshit because I might be. Before I keep saying this over and over. Okay, yeah, you do get Spell Armor at that tier as well. Okay, I'm not crazy. Whew. I thought I was losing it for a second, as I always do. Strangling Vines on Malfurion is very good against double support. It gives a less healing when you hit people with roots. So that's an excellent choice against a double healer comp like this. And against a Sonya and a Diablo, both of whom heal a lot during fights. It's a very good choice. Something smells excellent. Somebody is barbecuing or something, and it's good. Just comes in every once in a while through the window right in front of me, and I love it. Ice Fury Wand on Jaina is a pretty good choice here. She has a decent auto attack range and auto attack animation, so she can cancel, she can orb walk fairly effectively. I might have preferred to see a Q build here against the double frontline. You could get a lot of value, but getting more blizzards off is never a bad thing. You didn't hear a Spell Armor better than life regen. In my opinion, I would say yes right now, because you have a double healer. Your regen's gonna be pretty good anyway. You get 4 or 40 life regen, which is very good. It is a lot of life regen. Don't get me wrong, that's a ton of life regen. But the Spell Armor against Cocktail build and Jaina might have been better in my opinion. They're both very good though. Don't get me wrong, the health regen is also excellent, but I prefer Spell Armor in my opinion. Follow through on Artanis is also pretty good. Gives him more burst, just in general. It's not a bad choice. Skullcracker on Muradin is also fairly standard, so nothing too crazy. I'll go over Sonya's in a second. It's a great. I mean, so this is something I never start a question with why, right? You're never gonna get a great response. I know that the Sonya should not have stayed. That was a very bad choice on her part, but as well as the Rhaegar, he didn't need to die also. But that being said, barely gonna get this fort. Not gonna get that fort. The slam didn't connect with the golem. That sucks. I was very close to getting that. It's going to go Poison Spear on Sonya, so that's fairly standard. Dodging a hit Jaina, yeah, he dove in way too deep. It was not a great play on the Sonya's part, but it is what it is. Yeah, shit happens. You're too late to submit your replay. Unfortunately for this week, yes, lovely. Sorry, I got 3. Ooh, that was a good swap. Good Q out, though. There's an excellent reaction to Q out and stay safe. Still gonna take a decent amount of damage, but should be okay with the Anna support. Also, good presence of mind to walk into the mines and make it harder for them to chase. Yeah, so next week, lovely. If you submit it, or if you submit it anytime, I'll get yours in first next week. Unfortunately, though, I am a little bit strapped for voice time right now. Kind of a weird fight in and out of the mines, back and forth. Valla is going to go down, but in general, that was a good fight for blue team. I'm sorry, lovely. It doesn't go down to Lightning Breath, which is not my favorite ultimate, as people who watch my stream will know. I'm not a huge fan of Lightning Breath, but I can see it in this case, right? You have a Sonya who's going to be in the front line. Anna makes a choice. Anna goes, I have Horus, obviously, but is whiffing quite a bit with it. I don't really like Aya Horus on this map. It might... the nano boost onto Sonya is actually excellent because Sonya is one of those heroes that heals off of the damage she deals, right? The more damage that Sonya deals, the more damage she heals for, and lower cooldowns increases her overall damage, just in general. You learned how to play Diablo from Rich Hero, though? Oh, man, I'm sorry. Also something people who watch my stream will know that Rich Hero is not my favorite person. I mean, Lightning Breath has its uses, right? It's not a battle. I think APOC's too good to give up, personally. But yeah, it's fine. So as far as ults go, we got Ancestral, Wrath, Rain, Eye of Horus, Lightning Breath. Plus that 200 mana really helps out Sonya. Oh man, you know it. Shut up, Tiger. Twilight Dream, go for the throat, Ring of Frost, Suppression Pulse, and Avatar. I probably would have liked to see Cursed Bullet from Greymane against a double frontline team. But other than that, every ult is pretty standard. Again, I'm not a fan of Lightning Breath. I just like APOC combos too much. Bro, love, no hate. Yeah, that's fair. Love, no hate is your philosophy. I understand that. But people who bring nothing but hate they get no love in my book. I'm sorry. I have not had something where Rich Hero has ever been positive, so I have nothing good to say about him because he has done nothing good in my games. But to each his own. You like who you like. That is completely fine with me. Unfortunately, Diablo wasn't in that fight, but it still worked out for them. They're gonna save her with an Ancestral as well. Lightning Breath gonna go down to the Greymane. He's just kind of walk away. Can't really kill him with that. Eye of Horus isn't gonna do much here. All your teammates are at full health unless you can snipe people. Got a couple of hits off onto enemies. Is Diablo real good though? Yeah, he's decent at Diablo. I'm not saying he's bad at the game. His Diablo is pretty good. But yeah, he's just not my favorite person as a person. Let's say. I just feel like you can walk away from Lightning Breath. Like, it looks like a lot of damage, but you're not going to hit that on a ton of people, and they can just kind of walk away from it for the most part. APOC would have provided you some lockdown onto the squishies. They do have 2 ice block heroes, so it might not have been amazing, but it stops them diving a little bit. I don't know. In my opinion, I like APOC a whole lot more than Lightning Breath, but if you get good results with Lightning Breath, you go Lightning Breath. That is completely fine. To each his own. My word is not gospel. It's just what my preference is. So you guys are at 13. They are 11. They're going to try and contest some mines, though, so this could be a very good fight for your team. Blue team here, just because, they have 13 talents. The enemy team is not. Swing and a miss on the Sleeping Dart here. Pretty good value out of Lightning Breath here, though. Honestly, that's about as good a value as you can hope for. They're all going to group up in a very tight quarters. So, you know, Lightning Breath worked out well there. As much as I don't like it, that was a very good use of it. I'm not gonna lie. Can't shit talk that. Because they had no real way to run. Like, there, they had to either fight into the Lightning Breath or run and just let 2 people on their team die. You've never learned APOC since you watch Rich? Oh, okay. No problem. I like APOC combos. I feel like getting APOC combos off is pretty big. Anna might get caught out down here unless he has another Q. Not quite up yet. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's personal preference at this point, honestly. They're both fine, but I much prefer APOC. No slam coming out. Didn't quite have the range on it. Can slam him now, though. He fucks up and comes out of the mines straight into a Diablo. Tony's going to look for an invade 1v4. The rest of her team is backing up, though, so that's a bold choice. That might have been a good invade. They didn't have 13 talents yet, and you still were up a hero as well. Or no, you weren't. Anna was dead, but you were up 13 talents. So you might have been able to take that fight, but it's much safer to just not. Their golem is pretty piddly, so it's not a bad choice. For 13s, you guys, fairly standard. Life Funnel, Earth Shield, Temper by Discipline, which is the heal on auto attacks if you're going to go for an auto attack build. Kind of commit to it. Purifying Darts removes roots and slows, which they have a lot of, right? They have the root here. They have the root and slow here. They have another slow from here. That's a pretty good choice there. And then Devastating Charge onto Diablo. All good choices. Nothing wrong with that. You guys already have both of the forts, so you're not going to get a lot of value out of this golem yet. You aren't far enough ahead to just bum rush it. That being said, they are fighting very far out, so Malfurion is going to take a lot of damage. And an excellent... I mean, you're getting good use out of Lightning Breath. I was going to say, if Lightning Breath has a good choice right now, like, that's decent damage onto their team. Still doesn't finish them off, but that is some decent damage going out. Now they are kind of forced to play poke only with this keep. You guys might be able to get the keep as well. Murden going to go down to the double flip, or the double charge off of Diablo. Devastating Charge is completed as well in that fight. Okay. You guys have all 5. The golem is about to die, but you should be able to just end here. You do have more than enough to end with. Yeah, it should be hit. Alright, well, GG. You guys had really great positioning and good decision making. And for the most part, right, your Sonya and Rhaegar stayed a couple of times too long at bottom lane. But good decision making on the mines. I personally just ignore this objective, but I know that it's not the right thing to do. I just stay out and push for as long as I can for the most part to try and get a fort before we even think about mines. I just don't like the first golem. I don't think it does a ton. But you guys get to get excellent value. You almost got that first fort off your first golem, which allowed you to push top with it before the next golem spawned and get good value. So overall, you guys played really well. Pretty good saves on everybody's part. Some good combos by you into off of sleeps. Good damage output from the Vala, right? Decent damage. Still more than anyone on their team. By a decent chunk. So yeah, that worked out very well for you guys. Let's go ahead and give you the victory screen as well. But overall, excellent talent choices. The only thing I would change might be the spell armor, but such a short game, maybe time for one more short replay. Yeah, I have one more coming up as well. So try to get to everyone's a little bit, unfortunately. We can get to yours next week, though, if you have another one. But I do have another one queued up for today. That being said, yeah, GG's. I like your talent choices for the most part. Again, I might have gone Spell Armor against the Cocktail and Ring of Frost, and Jaina. Her hero's name is Ring of Frost, right? But in general, the health regen is not bad. Not a bad choice. So, excellent play on everybody's part. GG, gonna give you guys the victory. Thank you so much for watching, though, guys. I'm back with episode 11 in just a minute as well.